Greetings. We are interdimensional beings who come to you as representatives of the Galactic Federation of Light. More importantly, we represent the one true Creator, all that is, the original source of all energy. We would like to take you on a journey that might be strange, it might be scary, and it will most likely bring you to a realization of many things that are taking place upon your earth plane at this time. As some of you might be aware, Gaia, your earth plane, has moved into a plane of light known as the Photon Belt, as she journeys through the cosmos on her grand journey. She has for many thousands of your earth years been a prisoner planet that has been ruled over by a very dark force known as the Draco-Reptilians and the Orion Greys. This group of low-vibrating beings have caused much grief for many planes of existence in many galaxies over time. Due to universal laws of free will, all that is has allowed for these beings to live in their negative polarity as they experienced this polarity to the extreme. These beings do not know of love, compassion, peace, or any of the high vibrating frequencies. Their only objective is to conquer in violence and live in depravity, and in doing so they create environments that reflect such low vibrational frequencies. Gaia was arrested in her progress from the third dimension to higher realms by these beings as they rained down their lower frequencies upon her and her inhabitants. Since this time, your plane of existence has been a prisoner planet and has gone through many degrees of depravity over many thousands of years. As you regressed, you were, much like Gaia, severed from your higher self and your higher light that was a direct conduit to all that is. As this light and this connection faded, you began to take on the belief systems of these dark beings and their energies that were introduced to you, which has now become your way of life. Your normal became a slavery system, where you were decreed to live within a framework that was created for you by these beings. You grew up in a structure that they created for you. You were schooled in a way that was designed by them. You were sent to universities that were designed by them. You were then made to work for a wage that was based on the dictates of where this education system placed you within their designed society. You were happy because you felt that you had accomplished something and that you were living your dream. How wrong you have been. This was not the way you were meant to live. While your free-thinking, creative, intelligent body, speech, and mind complex, designed by all that is, was being smothered, you were crying on the inside to be set free. But you did not allow for the small voice to come through, as you were programmed to go to work, make a living, buy a house, buy a car, and pay for all of this through the job that kept you busy all day long, so that you would never have time to address that small voice from within. That was your innate connection to all that is. Meanwhile, all that is had had enough of these beings because of the destruction that they were causing all over the galaxy. With foresight into the future of the earth plane, it was discerned that the inhabitants of your plane of existence, and Gaia would not survive past a certain time if you were to continue along this trajectory. So all that is decreed that a major change was to occur to change the course of this unfortunate destruction. With the assistance of many evolved beings from other planes of existence, a plan was set in motion to assist Gaia and the inhabitants of the Earth plane. This plan was then brought to fruition through the intervention of the Galactic Federation of Light, who are a group of beings representing many planes of existence within the entire living cosmos. This plan came into fruition in its early stages around your Earth year of 2018. This has vastly progressed since then, and much has taken place. We have, as decreed by all that is, driven out the overlords that have subjected you to slavery. The Earth plane and its inhabitants have been declared as sovereign beings by all that is, to live as they were meant to in the first place. However, the beings on the Earth plane, due to the slavery system that they have been subjected to for many thousands of years, have no idea what it means to live as sovereign beings anymore. Moreover, a majority of the population are unaware that they have been slaves, much less that they have been freed. They are only aware of the structures that have been set in place within your society by these dark energies, and so you believe that this is how you are meant to live and to survive. We wish for you to imagine that none of these structures created within this framework of your society exists. We understand that this is a harsh pill to swallow, but this is just how deeply corrupted your entire society has become. No single structure upon your entire plane of existence has been spared contamination by these beings and their depraved agendas. There are many that are bringing much of these wrongs to light, but the many, due to their cognitive dissonance and mistrust, do not wish to believe any of these truths. The most heinous crimes against your children have been committed, and these are being revealed all over your plane of existence. You will begin to hear about tortured and maimed bodies showing up in flooded areas and in many other places where underground tunnels are being exposed. Every aspect of your social, government, and political systems have been infiltrated by these beings, and they have fooled the many into believing that they are doing good deeds and working on behalf of the many. This is very far from the truth, as these beings are all puppets and have been working for these off-world beings that have infiltrated your world. As we have stated earlier, many of the highest layers of this infrastructure have been removed, and they have been brought to justice as deemed fit by all that is. The lower rungs of this structure are what is being dismantled, and as you see many faces of your government representatives and other public figures leave their positions or step down, this is an indication that justice is being served. We ask you to do the most difficult thing you have ever done in your life, and that is to forget about all things that you know about your way of life and look at these developments and the world you live in with new eyes, with this information that we provide as a backdrop. You will soon realize that we speak the truth, and this is what is taking place in your world. These beings have tarnished your health system, your education system, your entertainment, and all other aspects of your life. They have been harvesting humans for their energy and their blood. They have been using you as lab rats for their experiments and their slave trade with other planes of existence. You do not know this because it is all done in a highly sophisticated manner that is well hidden under many layers of manipulation and trickery. The few that have uncovered their crimes have lost their lives, have been silenced or paid off. As mentioned in our previous transmission, your plane has been inundated by dark forces for a very long time, and this information or knowledge is not known by many. This has been the deception of your slave masters, as this has been the way they wish to rule you from behind the scenes and in stealth. The reason being is that they are quite hideous to behold, and you would be utterly terrified if they revealed themselves to you. So in their deviousness they hid behind your government and rulers, and used them as puppets to rule the many, and this is how they have enslaved your plane of existence. We speak to you from a cosmic perspective, as we are aware of these beings and their deeds that harken back to a very long time ago. These beings, known as the Draco-Reptilians and the Orion Greys, have caused much destruction on many planes of existence over many thousands of your Earth years. The Earth plane is located in a very prime position on a trade highway within the local galactic trade routes, and so these beings have monopoly of this highway, as they have conquered and ruled over these areas of your galaxy for many thousands of years. There is much that you will uncover if you only do a little bit of research. There is much that is taking place behind the scenes that your mainstream media will not disclose. These media corporations are the main reason for your blind faith in the system, as they have been feeding you with lies of these dark forces. Lies that you have believed to be your utter truth over the many thousands of years, and today these lies have cost many lives, as they have told you to shut yourselves away for the better part of 2 years. You believed in their disease and their cure, and what is truly taking place is that you were poisoning the very fabric of your being. The Galactic Federation has been working hard to stem the destruction and to bring about awareness as much as we can. We are an unbiased group, and so we can only do so much within the parameters of universal law as decreed by all that is. The framework that we are allowed to work within has aligned us with many starseeds and light beings upon your plane to bring about knowledge and truth. Those that have heard our truth will progress on the path as designed by all that is, and that is to raise their vibration and frequency and move through the dimensions of light from the 3rd to the 5th dimension. With the advent of these dark forces and their rule upon your plane of existence, what they have achieved is that they have severed your connection to your higher self and your direct connection to the higher light that is all that is. In doing so, you have been deviated from your progression from the 3rd dimension to higher realms and have remained stagnant within the dimension that these beings have created for you within a very low vibrating environment. They have done this with a purpose, because they are unable to survive in environments that are vibrating at high frequencies. As you stay still and listen to that inner voice, find strength in knowing that this is your direct connection to your higher self and to all that is. This is your way out of this slavery system. This is how you will begin to raise your vibration and your frequency. The lower vibration is key to their survival. It is the vibration of fear. This fear is brought to you through many avenues of abuse. The media, being the main source of it, is the one way that they can guarantee reaching the many. Turn off your television, stop listening to the propaganda, and go within. Align yourselves with the beings that are uncovering the truth and discover the plans being set in motion by all that is. There are many pure beings upon the earth plane at this time that are assisting the Galactic Federation and all that is. Find ways to deviate from these low vibrating energies. Meditate, do yoga, listen to pure frequency tones and music. This is the way you evolve and connect to your higher self and all that is. We will end this transmission for today, and we wish you much blessings and guidance along your path.